One thing you must master is the ability to push your bottom hip into the floor as you're doing left side lying techniques. What that effectively does is it brings the left shoulder and the left hip closer together. When you're in the pattern, you're like this. This is the right side. Right shoulder, right hip are close together. This is normal if you're on your right leg. If you go to your left leg and you're still like this, you're in the pattern. It has to switch, but it doesn't. That's the definition of the left AIC, right BC pattern, is the fact that you're like this even when you're on your left leg. So what do we have to do? Well, every PRI technique is bringing your left shoulder down close and your left hip back slightly so that they come closer together. And this is what you should be like if you're on your left leg. So if I were standing up right now and I'm on my left leg, this is what we should have. I have left abdominals, my left shoulder is lower, my right shoulder is higher. Now my brain now knows I'm on the left side. But this is what we have to be able to do in a left side lying position. So what you absolutely need is a pillow for underneath your head. Every technique, if you're lying on your left side, you have to have a pillow underneath your neck, underneath your head. Otherwise, you're going to use your right neck muscles to try to do the techniques. I guarantee it, okay? You have to have a pillow. You have to have a towel roll to put underneath your left side so your brain knows how to side bend to the left better. So what you can practice is put the towel roll underneath your left side between your rib cage. Let me just get that out of the way. Between your rib cage and your pelvis. Put your head on a pillow. Put your right hand on your hip. And what you're going to do, you can think of this in two different ways. You can think of it as pushing your bottom hip into the floor. I push my bottom hip into the floor. Or you can think about reaching with your right hip away from your shoulder. It results in the same thing. As I push the right hip away from the shoulder, my bottom hip goes into the floor. Conversely, if I push my bottom hip into the floor, my right hip moves away from my shoulder. So they're doing the same thing on two different sides. Just depends on how you want to interpret it. So what I like though, I prefer people to learn how to reach with the right hip, reach away from the right shoulder, and it lengthens the entire right side and it shortens the entire left side. So you have to make sure your left shoulder is tucked down. You don't want to be like this. If my left shoulder is higher, all the way up here, see my left side is lengthened and my right side is shortened. We have to flip it. We got to get that left shoulder tucked down and then lengthen the right side. And now our brain knows that we're on our left leg, even though we're not really on our left leg. Now what you can also do is put your right leg on top of something and watch. I'm going to reach with this right leg, and what it does is it lengthens the right side, shortens the left side by pushing my bottom hip into the floor. So here's me in a neutral position. Now I'm going to reach with my right leg, and now I'm in good position. I already feel my left abs, and I feel my right glute. I really haven't done anything. Now my right arm is giving some support. As I breathe, air is going right here. And that's it. So you want to be able to master that skill so that all of your left side lying techniques are very effective, because you'll feel your left abs, that's primary. Primary is left abdominals, along with the other muscles. And in this case, I was feeling my right glute without even really lifting my right leg. It was just the position that I was in was allowing it to happen.